If you're watching this, is because you are ready to go beyond the mind. At this point in your path, you have explored enough intellectually. You have explored enough in terms of exercises and practices. And there is still a sense of need, of seeking, of wanting something, something that needs to be fulfilled. And this seeking, this need, is not really the material world. It's not really anymore the etheric world. You have exhausted both the mental and the physical world, and to no results, because there is still this yearning. That is the sign that you are so ready to go beyond the mind, and you can. The first thing that I want you to know is that there's nothing wrong with your seeking. It's just a result of us looking into objective experience and not seeing what is behind the mind, around the mind. What is it that precedes the mind? And the more we look into mental experiences, physical experiences that may change or shift our consciousness, and all these exercises, the more we find that, yes, even though there are amazing experiences to have, there is still this yearning. And this yearning is the primordial yearning, the one that everybody is having in what they call different stages of their process. But you are at the last stage, because you are beginning to see that everything fails to satisfy that yearning. It's no longer a yearning of the ego per se, even though it is the ego who feels this way. But it's the ego, in essence, wanting to dissolve. It's death for the ego and the rebirth of who you are, or the recognition of who you are. You're not born again. It's just that you're unclouded. You're clear about who you are. So for this, we need to go beyond the mind. And how do we do this? What is the process to go beyond the mind? Actually, there is no process to go beyond the mind, because any process, any activity, any exercise, anything will bring you into motion, into movement, into seeing in objective experience and doing something. So what we call our practice, the one practice, which is actually a non-practice, this is due to the paradoxical way in which we talk about this understanding, because we're using dual language, we're using objective language to point into something that doesn't really have objectivity. It doesn't have a delineation. But this practice, which is a non-practice, is similar to relaxing. To relax, what muscles do you tense? To relax, what motion do? You don't. You simply let go of the tension. You let go of the straining. You let go of the focus. You let go of the stress, which in the muscles is called tension, stress in the muscle. In the mind is attention. You let go of attention. And so what is it that is attending the thought? Seek that. Follow that which is attending the thought. Follow it to its source. What is it? Does it have a form? Does it have a feeling? Does it have any qualities? What is it that is attending experience? And as you listen to this video, your mind is going to tell you it is awareness, it is God, it is the observer, it is pure consciousness. And that's still the mind talking. Let that be. It's not the answer. The answer will not come up as a thought. The answer will only be seen when you look at the source, when you realize the source. Thoughts are fine. Don't think that you're making a mistake by having thoughts. You're not having the thoughts. Thoughts are simply coming up. Just keep following in your experience what it is that attends that which is experience. What do we mean when we say awareness, if that's the word that came up to you, or God, or whatever concept you may have of this? And how does it feel? So it is a defocusing of attention. It is a relaxation of attention that is needed for us to see, perceive, realize, understand, know that which attends experience. That which is not beyond the mind, but prior to the mind, preceding movement, preceding attention. Attention at rest is, yes, what we call awareness. Actually, no attention is awareness. Attention is already a movement of the mind into something. And mind is no other than awareness itself in movement. So there is no escape of awareness. The only thing that is present is a thought that takes away or is clothed in the identity of awareness, because awareness is self-aware. It knows itself because it is that which knows experience. And so there is a thought which we call the I thought, I am, that clothes itself into this I amness and begins the seeking, begins the feeling of individuality, of the character in the narrative. Even that thought is harmless. It does nothing. It's only when we believe that that I thought is who we are, that's where we begin to feel frustrated and we look into physical experience first. Then we go into mental experiences and we stay there. And we look and we keep seeking in mental experiences, hoping that eventually, at some point, we're going to find that which is always there. Stop. Just stop right now and return attention to its source. Your mind is going to produce all kinds of thoughts about it. And the more you have learned about this conceptually, the more the mind is going to present all kinds of possibilities and answers and scenarios and models. Let them be. They're not informing you well. They're just a structure in the mind, and you don't need it. To explore that which you are, you don't need anything from the mind. The mind needs everything from you. Just simply remain as you are. Any fear that might come up is not yours. It's not from your being. It is from the I thought, which feels like it's dissolving. But it also wants that. It desires this at this point. The best way to move beyond the mind, to go to the preceding aspect of reality, which is awareness, is through self-inquiry, to really question who that I is. I talk to a lot of people, and it is no exaggeration that 9 out of 10, or more actually, when I ask them, how's your meditation practice? They either don't have one, or they have tried and they always get demotivated, discouraged for periods of time, or they have one, but they're still unclear as to what they're supposed to do. More than 9 out of 10 people can't actually meditate. And those who do, they play music, they play some sort of sounds, they do guided meditations, because silence is somewhat unbearable. You have been listening to me for more than 10 minutes at this point. Those 10 minutes could have been invested in pure silence, just listening to yourself. And that's another excuse that I hear all the time. I have no time to meditate. But when we do an assessment of their lives, they read books, they watch videos like this, they listen to podcasts for hours, and there is no time to meditate. This is to no fault of your own if you are one of these 9.5 out of 10. To no fault of your own. It's because you really don't know where to look. And is just returning the eye which sees, returning it to its source. If you need help with this, my free community is there for that. You have free classes you can attend, and you also have Q&As with me that are open to the public, to everybody who wants to deepen their practice into silent meditation, going into the self through self-inquiry. Link always at the bottom. I hope this video was helpful to invite you into silent meditation, and to really go deep into yourself and beyond the mind. Thank you for watching it. I'll see you in the next video.